The lonely road stretched on forever, swallowed by the thick, milky fog of a moonless night. Inside the rattling shell of his father's old car, a young boy named Leo gripped the steering wheel, his knuckles white. He was only 12, too young to drive, but desperation had put him behind the wheel. The radio, which hadn't worked in years, crackled to life, spewing a hiss of static.
Then, a chilling whisper slithered through the speakers. "Don't stop here." Leo's heart hammered against his ribs.
Just then, the car began to shudder violently. He glanced at the dashboard, his eyes widening in horror as the fuel needle plummeted from half full to empty in a matter of seconds. The engine sputtered, coughed, and died, plunging him into an unnerving silence. Through the dense fog ahead, a faint, flickering light beckoned. It was a small town, its lights blinking on, off, on, like a weak pulse. Leo swallowed the lump in his throat. "Maybe I can get help there," he mumbled to himself, the words barely audible. He grabbed a heavy flashlight from the glove compartment and cautiously stepped out into the cold night air. The walk to the town was surreal. The road signs were twisted and broken, pointing in nonsensical directions. One crudely painted sign stood out, its letters dripping as if freshly painted in black. It read, "Welcome home." But Leo had never been here. This place was a stranger to him. The town itself was desolate. Not a single soul stirred in the streets. Doors were left slightly ajar, as if someone had just left in a hurry, and the dark windows of the houses felt like vacant eyes watching his every move. A fleeting shadow darted behind a building, and he spun around, his flashlight beam cutting through the fog. Nothing, but he could have sworn he heard footsteps echoing his own. He found a small, derelict gas station, the only building with a light still flickering inside. The moment he pushed the door open, a tiny bell chimed, announcing his arrival to an empty room. Dust motes danced in the flickering fluorescent light. On one wall, a collection of children's drawings was pinned up. They were all the same, a small boy, a broken-down car, and a looming, faceless figure.
Leo's blood ran cold. Suddenly, the radio on the counter crackled, the same whispering voice from his car now louder, clearer. "You ran out of fuel. Now you belong to us."
Slam! The door behind him flew shut, plunging the room into near darkness. From the deepest shadows, strange, cartoonish creatures began to emerge. They were tall and gangly, with long limbs and wide, empty eyes. They didn't move to attack, they just stood there, watching him, their heads tilted in unison.
They began to whisper his name, Leo. Leo, the sound coming from all directions at once.
Panic seized him. He fumbled with the door, yanked it open, and sprinted back outside, desperate to get to his car. But the road was gone. Behind him, the town was twisting, the buildings bending and stretching like melting wax. A towering shadow figure emerged from the gas station, its long, spindly finger pointing back at the door he had just escaped. Leo screamed, and his own voice jolted him awake. He was back in the driver's seat of the car. Bright morning sunlight streamed through the windshield, chasing away the shadows. He laughed, a shaky, relieved sound. It was just a dream. He checked the fuel gauge. It was full. A wave of relief washed over him. He was safe. He put the car in drive, ready to leave this strange place far behind. But as he looked up at the road sign just ahead, the one he hadn't noticed before, his smile vanished. The freshly painted letters read, "Welcome back." His eyes darted to the rearview mirror. A dark, silent shadow was sitting in the back seat.